pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everybody. I will call the meeting to order. We have a quorum. I will take a motion to approve the agenda and the minutes.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on it? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Rich?
Good morning. We're working on the DOT budget program, which will be due the 15th of April, so we're trying to get that narrowed up and get that finalized for you guys. Probably get it to you the next week or two to look at and review with me. I have on the agenda the utility permit for ITC Midwest. That is for the substation. I don't know, I mean, they did a right of way utility permit just because they may be working in there. The utility permit itself or the
Did the right of way on all those
we
pipes.
we did the right of way on the crossings, so this is maybe kind of a doubled up kind of thing, maybe.
Well, that's what I think it is, because if you go into planning and zoning, and I talked to Jeff about this, considering it's agricultural land, it can be used for substations.
Okay. So
I don't really think we need to even pass a permit.
I gave it to you guys to look at. If you don't wanna do anything with it, that's fine. I'll approve it the way it is. It's probably more as a precautionary if they're in the right of way working. That they need to have the permit anyway, whether they park in the right of way or they're doing something.
Right.
I wanted to bring it to you guys specifically because it has to do with solar wind. And just so you guys are aware of that permit. If you guys don't wanna sign it, that's fine. I'll just approve it. We'll pass it on and be done. That's up to you guys.
Well, considering it's ag land, it's
And
already
it's- it-
permitted to be, the substation's already permitted to be there.
So it's
So I
more or
don't
less
care
than
what
what
you
you
want
right
to
away.
do.
I just wanted you guys aware of the permit that's
Yep.
coming through.
And it's ITC is a utility, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
So if they get their permit, we can't really stop utilities, right?
Well, no.
There's no
I
reason
just-
to, but I
Like I
mean-
said, it was just more of a heads up to you guys that this is
Yeah,
another.
and that's
permit.
fine.
And it's strictly because of that.
So
You guys
you
want to
guys
just,
wanna approve it or don't you want? It's already,
It's really-
it's already cut
I
and
think
dried.
it's okay, you know, as far as the roads and stuff, so I mean,
Okay.
it's not like you're giving them any extra permission or anything.
a lot of times I put not applicable on a lot of permits because
Yeah.
you guys don't want to see that stuff. It's usually normal working right away.
Mhm.
So we can just carry it on. I just wanted to give it,
Yeah,
give it
I'll
to you
make
guys
a-
to-
I'll make a motion to approve the utility permit.
I'll second it.
for ITC.
I have a motion and a second to approve the utility permit. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
All right,
Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carries.
all right. So. After a lot of back and forth with. The fuel people. Finally got some quotes. I got two quotes back from two companies that does the equipment installations and whatnot. We have one quote from Actera Group out of Marion and one out of one from Dick's Petroleum out of Tripoli, whatever you want to call it. Tripola. A Tripola with an I.
Tomato.
yeah,
Same place.
So they both quoted 10,000 gallon diesel tanks, 2,000 gallon fuel tank. I went through the analysis a little bit. Actera is more of a turnkey type system where we agreed that that the county would pour the pads and get the wiring to this fuel station. Actera would take care of it from there. With Dick's Petroleum, there's a few other things that we need to do locally that they didn't put in their quote and probably don't really do that as part of their services. The bigger thing that we kind of were looking at was fuel management systems. The fuel management system from Actera is a yearly fee of $588, and I don't know how much that fluctuates over time. With Dick's Petroleum, it's $1,500 a year, but that includes iPads and things like that. So there's kind of it's a little bit more expensive on the fee side of things, but all said and done, the quote from Actera was $225,150. And then from Dick's Petroleum was $188,319.91. But there's some things that we need to cover. We can, or we don't have to paint the piping after it's installed. Actera paints it. It's not any special paint that we need to put on the piping, apparently. We have to make the electrical connections to the pumps, the fuel management system, the overhead light that we're gonna put there. We have to hire an electrician to do that, where Actera has it included. And then we have to pay with Dix, we have to pay for a shut off switch where Actera is included, but when you look at the total pricing, there's still a $35,000 difference in, well, I say 35,000 because we had to put a shut off in Northwood and we kind of know what that cost us to put a shut off in the Northwood shop already. So I took that number out saying it's probably gonna be about the same cost to install a shut off. I mean, it's a $35,000 difference, and I can't imagine that pipe painting and electrical connections for us is gonna cost us that much money to get an electrician in, so.
All in all done, you're looking at 30,000, just round it down to 30 if there's a couple.
Right,
extra
if
things
there's,
to
well,
forget.
right, if there's that much, we're still at $30,000, and if you look at that, and then you look at the fees for the system. Just the way I had it put out, it takes 38 years to catch up to, you know, to get the payback of whatever, so. I think in the long run, I think maybe looking at this, you know, the bigger thing is. It's tough to go back and forth and try to get these guys to quote apples to apples, because everybody's different, but I think that maybe based on the dollars and cents, if you guys want to approve the Dix Petroleum quote for us, and we can get moving on getting stuff set up for that, that's the $188,319.
Are the tanks comparable or the exact same tanks,
They're the same gallons,
same gallons?
you know,
I didn't know if there's quality difference in these.
but they're all flame shield tanks.
Okay.
They're dual wall.
Yep.
They're all providing, we require them to provide us the bollards to put around, and we'll pour the pad and get everything set up. We wanted them to provide, you know, one said, tell us, you know, you gotta provide the crane. Nope, we want you to provide the crane so that you guys schedule it. That way you're not waiting on something from us. So
Right,
we got it as complete as we could, where we don't have to do very much. Yeah, there's some things we're gonna have to do, but it's probably not as critical, and it's probably not gonna cost that $36,000
difference.
to get that other stuff done.
So you're recommending that.
I think we should recommend.
I'll make a motion to accept the bid from Dixon for the fuel station.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion and second. Is there any further discussion on it? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carries.
Do you guys want me to sign the contract, or would you guys like to sign the
I
contract?
think we've approved the motion.
You can sign it.
so you can sign
All right. Good, we'll take care of that. Another thing on the agenda is trucks. I think we kind of talked about this a little while ago. If we want to try to get 2 more trucks in the fleet, we've got a short window here now. I got a quote last week, but it was after our board meeting, so I couldn't really discuss it earlier. Through the same provider, through Don's Truck Sales is where we're getting our current 2. We got another quote. We're trying to maybe see if we can get a quicker turnaround. The last trucks we purchased were $338,000 and change, but we had $3,000 tariffs on each truck. And we got a discount of $1,500 for paying the chassis off when they arrived. But this new quote is going to be $355,150. We're hoping if we can get them ordered before the end of the month, at least the chassis may not have a tariff on them. Don't know that for sure because their slots fill up fast. But we're also gonna look at changing the wing setup from the ones that we just purchased. The wings we've got now, you know, you don't really know how they're gonna work. They work fine. It's just that they might be a better setup for an interstate type plow system than what we do with our Renew shoulders. And with that, we can probably deduct $2,000 off of that $355. I think right now the critical time is to get the chassis ordered if we decide to. And then I know that they said Henderson's kind of backed up 6 months on equipment. So if we order them this week, we probably won't see them till January, February again, but we're not. The last time we ordered them, it was a year and a half, and now we're looking at, you know, not even a year, maybe a year. So the budget's got money in it for 2 more trucks. And then we're also looking at possibly another excavator, and that should probably suck up most of the budget for equipment for the year, but we'll evaluate that. I think we probably need to get some newer trucks, then we should be set up for a little while here on our major equipment. So I kind of maybe a consensus to the board is whether or not we want to pull the trigger on this.
I think we ought to pull the trigger.
Right. I don't think anything's gonna get any cheaper, and if you gotta update, you gotta update.
Well, we've got some aging vehicles in the fleet and it'd be nice I hate to say the word, it'd be nice, but. When you have backups that are really old like we do, you want them to be reliable too. Winter seems to be the critical time.
Yeah.
And so, once we get these trucks, we should be good on our fleet for a couple years maybe, unless some deal falls on our lap that you almost can't refuse, but sure.
I'll give you a motion to move forward on plow trucks.
Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on the plow trucks? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carries.
And then just a reminder that on Friday by noon, we'll be getting quotes for our paving project. And they'll be in Jackie's office. We'll open them, we'll read them, and then Monday we'll have action on, that'd be the public hearing and then action on the award. Just as an update.
Is that it?
That's it.
You guys got anything for me?
You guys will be out blading this week.
If the roads are suitable for us to be on them without destroying them.
And they improved a lot since that.
They did.
Snow melted, I just noticed. I think I've asked you this before, why do all these culverts have such a dip in them and the gravel roads?
You know,
There's some that are terrible there.
sometimes it depends on the year, but when you think about it, even town crossings will do that.
Yeah.
A lot of times they get backfilled. The road bed cross section is native material,
Yep.
then rock. Well, when you cut through the road, it's easier to backfill with clean rock or rock. Well, that there's more voids in that material, so the water has a place to expand and contract. So when the roads with the natural subgrades freeze, that everything kind of raises,
Okay.
and then those spots
They
don't.
just Stay, yeah.
And then they just kind of stay, and then once everything settles again, they're gone, because we can put rock in those crossings, and when the frost is out, now we have a bump.
Yep.
So, and some years are worse than others, I think it depends on how deep the frost goes, but
Yeah, some are worse this year than
Yep.
others. I mean, I have some that are literally 4, 5, 6 inches deep.
yeah, they
You
are,
have
and
to almost stop to go over them
A
there.
lot of it too, the frost doesn't get down in there.
it
In there,
depends.
deep.
Because it doesn't get underneath that
Push them
pipe
up,
really,
yeah.
because you got all that room. there,
And
so-
sometimes, with a culvert,
So they don't
you
fall
you
in the
only
road.
have maybe 6 to 12 inches of material, that stuff freezes right away, because you got cold air running through that culvert, so
Mhm.
that freezes first, it thaws out first, it freezes first, so.
I just noticed some of the roads down there by the ethanol plant guys they always take the short, they think it's a shortcut, so they take gravel.
Mhm.
And then there's some people hauling off the farm too.
Yep,
down
it's
there.
everywhere. In a lot of places, it's tile crossings and culverts that you'll
Okay.
notice it.
All right.
And they'll work their way out of it. We
Yeah.
do try to get out there and flag them, and we go blading. That'll probably help some of that, but
Well, they'll know it when they get there.
yeah, so. That's the explanation on some of that. It's just frost heave.
Yeah.
As long as we got you, buildings, how's the project?
So, one other thing, waiting for you to get to that, looks like the progress is going, a lot of the walls are framed inside the administration building, and it's hard to tell, what I haven't really gone into the main facility, but that's progressing. I think last week was a little muddy for them, but what we did, Jason from V&K was asking us to get some quotes for asbestos, just to get a report on what's going on up in our building. So we got 3 quotes last week. One from Asbestos in Austin, one was from Burgo Environmental out of Mason City, and then one out of Site Services out of Algona. We got a quote from Asbestos. The quote was gonna be between $500 and $900 to come in, look at our building, give us a report on it, and be done. That was the lowest quote. The other quote was for, I think, $940. The other one was $1,400. So Asbestos was the lowest quote that we've got. So if you want, we can get
Yeah.
that going too.
I don't think you need our permission to do that.
No, that's fine. I'll sign this and get it going.
This way we know what's gotta get removed before,
Yeah,
when it
yeah.
comes time to tear
And-
that down.
I'm no expert, but I can't imagine the flooring in there doesn't have some asbestos in it,
Correct.
as far as the
I
rest
wouldn't
of the
think it'd be
building.
a lot, but I'm sure there's some.
Yeah, so. All right, that's what I got for you. You can
Okay.
get that moving and should be all caught up.
Thank you, Rich.
Yep.
I would imagine you guys have all got your input into Jason, and he's might be designing things a little bit different again here, so we're just waiting for him to come back with that. So, drainage. We have. We need to set the completion hearing date for DD 14 down here, south of town.
You wanna call John so that we're all on the same page?
Sure. What answer?
Listen,
Our attorney's still working on railroad payment.
As of the last email I got last Sunday.
Jackie Bakehouse in the board meeting, do you have time to talk about the completion hearing for DD 14?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we just need to know what date works for everybody. And it needs to be out a little bit for us.
Okay. Mondays for the most part are free for me. I did just get something scheduled on next Monday, but that's too early anyway. Otherwise, I can make about anything work.
What were you thinking?
We do 27.
Whatever you're,
Well,
Where
'cause-
you, know,
April 27th.
and that's the earliest.
Fine with that.
what if we go for May 4th?
Yeah, then it drop after when the budget's gotta be done by.
Yeah,
that's true too.
That's
Either
the end
one
of
them
April,
could be-
isn't it?
Yeah, doesn't
Let's-
matter.
Yeah, how about if we go with May 4th?
would that work?
Yep.
Okay, let's plan on doing it May 4th.
One motion,
That work for you, John? May 4th?
That'll work just fine.
motion set the completion hearing date for May 4th at
9:30?
9:30.
Is there a second to that? I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carries. Thank you.
Now to back up, do they need to accept the completion report or not necessarily?
No, not
Okay.
necessarily. The completion report is just essentially informational till we get to that completion hearing.
Okay.
The completion for the project is already submitted. This is just formalizing it for damages and essentially the record.
Okay, and then were you thinking like 9:30?
9:30 said. Yep.
Okay. Okey dokey. Thank you, John.
All right.
Thanks, John.
Thanks.
Yep. Bye.
We have a work order from Brandon Dietrich out east of town here in 13. On the tile being plugged and he's gonna do the work himself, so I just need a motion to approve that.
I'll make a motion to approve the work order for Brendan Dietrich.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carries. Anybody have a pen with ink in it?
Sure.
That one don't work. I must have wore that one on. That's why I gave it to you. Throw it away so it doesn't keep getting tricks further.
Mhm.
Spray guy, Chelsea, spray guys will get in touch with you, get everything.
We have both bids, so
Okay,
And you went out and found lateral 5,
well, I think so.
yeah, he talked to him.
It's gotta be where it's at.
like looking for a needle in a haystack, some of them.
Oh, it's right there. It just,
Yeah,
somebody renamed it.
and there is no drainage claims, so
Nope, just regular ones.
I'll make a motion to approve the pending claims.
I will second it.
I have a motion and a second on the pending claims. Is there any further discussion on them? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion will carry.
Just quick back to Elliot. I talked to Elliot again. He's completed out there in DD 2. Moved down to taking the beaver dams out down on DD 10 on the federal ground. And, we're on the Houndtown Sleep project down.
Oh, with the
So he's
DNR.
down there working on those. So
Okay,
he's gonna be in touch with. Tim and Jim Hanson will stay in touch on that up there and up by you up there.
46.
Make sure they're done trapping beavers before he goes in and tears them, so.
And he went all the way to the interstate, not 105 when he cleaned out. Coming east, right?
Just 105.
Oh, just 105,
Just
okay.
shy of the pipeline, then we have what,
That's what we originally discussed was,
Yep.
yeah, basically to 105, there's the pipeline there, and then there's that box culvert.
Gotcha.
like average silt removal was somewhere in the 2.5 foot range, so it needed to be done.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes and builds further east. If next year those guys wanna go further east, then they can come back in and
Yep.
we'll go further east. But that's the kind of the impression that everybody gave was stop right there. So
Yep,
And what date do you want the spraying bids on the agenda?
we got them, I suppose, next week.
As soon as we get them, let's put them on the agenda. make a decision.
What you guys are,
Then they can plan it, get it on their schedule.
Yep.
You got any reports or
No,
payroll eligibility, any of that stuff?
No.
No liquor license?
no,
I guess we're up to Mark Tomlinson and the annual review for Worth County Safety Manual.
Yep, so towards the end of last year, I sent out to the department heads and everybody, a request for any updates or comments on the safety manual. It's an annual thing we do. Didn't receive that. The only thing we need to add to the safety manual that we talked about in our meeting was the safety training and reporting policy that you guys approved earlier this year. Put that towards the front of the manual for the in the policies that are referenced in there. So with you guys' approval of the review, part of that, I'll get that added and send out that change order to the manual to all the departments that have it. Note for that it was reviewed this year, so we keep in compliance with OSHA.
Is there a motion to approve the safety manual?
I will make a motion to approve the safety manual amendment.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion will carry. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks for doing that, Mark.
Building grounds, anything? The custodial position opening, we're gonna table till next week. Because,
Let's see, we gotta get a few changes made in that job description.
yep. And Mike's gonna help us with that, so.
Yep.
He was not available. He'll be there tomorrow. Winworth Betco, Melissa, are you on?
Yep. Today I'll be in the office and then tomorrow and Wednesday I'll be in Des Moines at PDI. And then Thursday there is an alliance meeting in Clear Lake. That's all I have for this week.
Want to mention to you, I fixed that sign out there a couple weeks ago. All this wind we've had, it wasn't faring too well, but
I noticed.
I got it taken care of.
Oh,
Was that the
thank
one
you.
that was just put up down south?
The one that Brookshire put up.
I seen that was pretty tall.
Yeah, it was grabbing a lot of wind, but it survived this last windstorm this last week, so hopefully we're good.
That's good.
Thank you, Melissa.
You bet.
Water, wastewater, AJ, update on that?
All those UV bulbs we paid for are in service and working well. Question I had was, we talked about the RV dump station a month ago or so.
Right.
It needs a little attention, but it's on your responsibility, which I guess it's up to you guys. It can be water and wastewater's responsibility as far as that goes, if we wanna get the repairs made so it's functioning, or.
How tough, how much do you kind of told us like that? no?
Yeah, so there's a meter down in a vault. And there's something going on, there's a leak down there, so we gotta dig that up. And either we'll replace the meter and then fix the leak, whatever's going on there, and then there's just a little bit of pipe work or something that has to be done up towards the top, and then kinda straighten that stuff out, and maybe a new hydrant. So I guess
I
we
like the
get,
fact of it being your responsibility.
we'll just keep it on water and wastewater.
Yeah.
It's
Well, it makes sense, and
Right.
if it wasn't, it probably makes more sense to have it there than for us to do it.
right, and the Diamond Joe actually pays the bill on the water usage.
Okay.
So I guess if we can maintain a little bit of it, keeps becoming a problem where it's getting tore apart and beat up, and at some point, we will just
Or eliminate it.
eliminate it, cause it's one of the few, state has eliminated a bunch of them already, so. But if you guys, I mean, we can just, if you're okay with it.
Yep.
Let
Yep.
water and wastewater take care of it, then we'll have somebody out there get it fixed, so. I see somebody was there the other day.
I'll make a motion or just let water and waste take care of the pumping station out there.
I'll second that motion. Is there any further discussion on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion will carry. Discussion possible action on the mowing bids out to the water or wastewater treatment plant. This one is from Hovey. We have a certificate of liability for insurance. And we have Worth County Sewer Station west of Interstate 35. Mowing is $100 per time on a weekly basis. They also put in spraying. Was that part of what we wanted?
I was telling them to add spraying because
It's a good idea.
they spray the chain link fence all the way around to keep any that crap out of
Get the
there.
weeds out of there.
And then they also spray the gravel area inside of all that, so that there's no weeds and stuff. I mean, if you go out there and look, it looks really nice. It always has done, so. I told them to add spraying on there just to keep up that trend, I guess, because they had been doing it before, so.
Spraying for the dandelions and the crabgrass is $350 and spraying the fence line is $100.
Cheap.
And then they've got 2026 Worth County Water Town located west of I-35. Rough cut grass. I would imagine that's
water
the
tower.
big water tower. Rough cut grass with brush mower each time is $350. And they figure that'll be about 2, maybe 3 times per year, and then $350 for spraying the weeds again. There is, if you wanna look at that one, it's nice.
Give me that. It's just insurance.
And this one is from Worth Solutions. And he has mowing for the wastewater plant is $155 and the water tower is $200. But he didn't put in anything for spraying. And if we're gonna keep apples to apples, should we get another bid from him?
Could do that. Oh, more making difference for end of the week, will
What's that?
I don't
we?
think
Just
so.
end of the week, if he wants to add that to his bidding.
Well, we can't,
Yeah.
we've already discussed the price, so.
Oh,
You're right.
right. Never thought about that.
That won't be fair.
No,
So here, there's that bid from Worth Solutions.
so. His mowing goes a little less. correct?
Yeah.
His mowing's a little less.
No, it's more on
More.
the wastewater plant, but it's less on the water tower.
Yep.
So if you say it 3 times a year at $350. It's $1,050 versus 600. So there's $450, but yeah, 55 times a week. $55 a week. Difference times 4 weeks is 200, 400. Paying more for the water tower, but with the volume being cheaper, which is gonna be more frequent. Let's say Hubby's would be less.
You wanna make that a motion?
I'll make it a motion to accept Hubby's bid for water and wastewater mowing.
No second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Alright.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion will carry. You want those bids? Oh. Next is department head discussion. Anybody got anything?
Trying to make sure you guys still have it on your radar, the finishing up that landscaping around public health, EOC building,
Should be on there.
the shrubs and stuff were all removed last fall, but then they gotta come back and
That's the rock.
Fix the rock.
add rock and level out the holes and stuff that were done.
you
We're
see-
close, but not.
See Shanna, she was kinda
Coordinating.
coordinating that, I guess, so see whenever it's fit to do it, I guess, she had to talk to Kyle.
Depends on the day, weather-wise, I guess, this week, so.
Yeah,
Is the snow gone?
yeah,
Depends on the day.
today,
I'm just talking from last week.
yeah, you know.
Well, you spend what a difference a week makes, what a difference a day makes.
As long as, someone's coordinating, it'd be great. It'll be done.
Anybody else, department heads?
Just the PTO, I'll see if you guys are gonna.
We discussed that a little bit. And that got brought up at a workshop here about 2-3 weeks ago. That we gotta get the union on board with this. And the union ain't, those negotiations aren't gonna be until probably middle, late summer. So we're now looking at, I'm looking at PTO, if we do that, it'll probably be July 1st of 27.
It was time.
Does
to
that
work
make
on it.
sense? Cause if we don't have them on board,
There's no way you can get it done
nope.
Not now.
by
And I-
July 1 of this year.
Yep, I talked to a
They're
few other
doing-
department heads
yeah.
last week and they agreed that it's just. Yeah, and I forgot about the union, it was you that brought it up. That caught it, that we gotta make sure they're on board, so.
Yeah.
But the supervisors need to come up with where we'd like to be at. And then run that across the employees to make sure that they're good with it. As to what the total is. And have that all in place. And then, because we're gonna need to know that come the union negotiation time. So we still need to keep working on it right now, we can't just drop it.
Right.
But we have to come up with, and I looked at that last week and I have some ideas, but. We'll figure that out where we'd like to be at and we need, and then run that across Mike and see what he thinks of that. So that it's fair to the employees on the way it's gonna be done.
So with
You
that,
follow that? Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
with that, I'll leave it to you, your office. We were talked about getting on the straight and narrow with pay, no longer being in arrears. Remember, we were talked about
Mhm.
getting that, instead of filling out your timesheet for a week.
Actual time.
Yeah, we talked, do we wanna try to implement that July 1st?
I
This year.
need to talk to Teresa.
Yeah,
I'm
this
not
year,
sure.
because that's just, it's one of them things where
It's
just self,
stepping stone.
yeah,
To get to
It
the.
needs to get done.
yeah, but then it's notification now that. That first payroll in July, you will only be paid for 1 week versus 2 until we get the proper gap. And then it will fall in after that. So, yeah, if you wanna talk with Teresa on that and see, maybe since we're not gonna. So we're gonna kinda do one or the other, and since we're not gonna push PTO to get done, this would be.
Well, we
We were still able to
Yeah,
get this done.
affordable thing.
Yeah.
it wouldn't be a bad idea. If Teresa's got, if Teresa's okay with it.
Mhm.
Let's go ahead and get that lease done by July 1st of 26 here.
So then we're actually on a
So we'll let you
proper routine.
run that across Teresa.
Good thing there's nothing going on.
But we got time, and I think the biggest thing is just letting employees know that. That one payroll is gonna be short, so you have to prepare
Oh, they don't prepare no matter what.
your expenses, but.
So what they're saying is we got normal employees. Anybody else, department head, got anything?
I just wanna let you know, I went, this last week, I went with Joel over to Mitchell County and met the IT director, Brad, over there. We're looking at setting up an agreement so that we can basically train in on each other's counties. That way, if somebody has to take a time or if there's an emergency or something, we've got somebody that is more familiar with the other locations. So we'll probably do just a couple days back and forth, and then it's mostly for like law enforcement stuff, just because that's the more, cause.
Are we using the same program as them in the law?
No, their solutions, but they're they're
Absolutely
going to
different, right?
regov though, so it would also be cool, cause there'd be a chance I can take a look at that. So. But they're basically in the same place, we are with the rest of the stuff.
It's good to know, cause you got vacation,
Yeah,
you need to be off for some reason, then at least we're covered.
yeah, get by a beer or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Budget is just, we're waiting on the sheriff. We need to finish that this week, guys. What's available for you for a workshop? Cause the sheriff and Jackie are gonna be gone on Wednesday. Oh, there's,
No. That's the only day that doesn't.
Wednesday,
so Tuesday, Thursday,
Thursday, if you wanna do mid-morning, I got a dentist appointment Thursday morning. So
okay,
I could be here
so what
by
time?
10 o'clock.
I have no problem with that on Thursday.
Thursday at 10.
That work for you?
Yep.
Okay.
Check, I don't know, some reason there's a public health meeting here at 10. I don't know why, if that's true or not. Haven't seen the agenda, so I don't know. That's the only thing.
Otherwise,
I wish I could, it doesn't matter if I miss it, we have to book, you know, let's, yeah, just put her down.
Okay, let's
Well,
do
works
Thursday
for
at
you.
10 a.m. for a workshop.
Yeah.
I guess we can have it, we won't approve anything yet, so
Right.
there's something that.
Yep, if you're a little late.
Yep.
But think about where you wanna be with this stuff. You know, we've already got it. We've already got it set up with the budget. But if there's any changes we wanna make on that. So. Anything else for next week's agenda that needs to get added in there?
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion, a second to adjourn. Everybody in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you.